Good evening. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Chapter 18, just the first couple of learning objectives. Chapter 18 is on the audit of the acquisition and payment cycle, test of controls, substantive test of transactions, and accounts payable. So let's look at the first learning objective together. Which is identify the accounts and classes of transactions in the acquisition and payment cycle. So there are three classes of transactions in the acquisition and payment cycle. You have acquisition of goods and services, cash disbursements, purchase returns and allowances, and purchase discounts. And the typical accounts that are involved in the acquisition and payment are shown on this next slide. So we have some T accounts listed here. These are all the accounts in the acquisition and payment cycle. So you have cash in bank, purchase returns and allowances, purchase discounts, manufacturing expense control account, also accounts payable, raw material purchases, property, plant, and equipment, prepaid expenses, administrative expense control account, and your selling expense control account. And some of these have subsidiary accounts, as you can see. So you can see here how the accounts are connected. So your cash disbursements from your accounts payable, where you are paying your accounts payable, that of course is going to come from your cash in the bank. Acquisitions of goods and services is going to be connected to raw materials purchases, as well as plant and property equipment. So you can just see by the arrows kind of how all of the accounts are connected. The next learning objective, 18.2, is to describe the business functions and the related documents and records of the acquisition and payment cycle. So there are four business functions involved in the acquisition and payment cycle, and these are detailed in Table 18.1. One is processing purchase orders. This includes purchase requisitions and purchase orders. Number two is receiving goods and services. This includes a receiving report. And three, recognizing the liability. And for this, we're going to be using the vendor's invoice, a debit memo, a voucher, and acquisitions transaction file. Also, the acquisitions journal or listing, accounts payable master file, the accounts payable trial balance, and the vendor statement. And finally, number four, processing and recording cash disbursements. This is done by check, cash disbursements transaction file, which is computer generated, or cash disbursements journal or listing. And this includes all disbursement transactions for a period. And finally, we have Table 18.1. This lists the classes of transactions, the accounts that are affected, the business function, and the documents and records. So for example, under acquisitions, we have inventory, property, plant, and equipment, prepaid expenses, leasehold improvements, accounts payable, manufacturing expenses, selling expenses, and administrative expenses. The business functions for this one are processing purchasing orders, receiving goods and services, and recognizing the liability. And then here is a list of the documents and records that you might want to review. And then finally, cash disbursement. These accounts are cash in bank, accounts payable, purchase discounts, and the business function is processing and recording cash disbursements, and the documents are listed here that you might be interested in. So that's just a quick look at the first two learning objectives of Chapter 18. I will see you all in the discussion. Thank you.